ready for the bright lights, high life. Everybody's feeling right. Live it up, can keep it popping all night. We are ready for the throwdown, showdown. Never fucking slow down. Live it up, tonight it's gonna go down. You know we need it loud. Shout if you're with me now. I could be going off without any warning. From 6 p.m. to at least 6 in the morning. When the sun comes out, we keep it going. Looks like a 2-day bout, that's what we're throwing. We're rolling out what's up with you. You know the place we're going to.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GFW Pulse. I am your host, Good, and as always, I am joined by my broadcast partner, Emav.
Yes, and I am thrilled because tonight we are finally going to get Howell's GFW Championship celebration.
And the crowd is going wild for that beautiful pyro. I'm sure they're not that excited to see Howell.
I'm sure they're excited to see Howell. Howell is the best faction in GFW, and you know it.
I mean, X is the heavyweight champion under, controversial circumstances, just like everything
Not
with Howell.
controversial at all. He won the championship fair and...
Next up, folks, Heidi Hart-Smith and Taryn Johnson will take on the debuting Sour Patch Club. That is Robbie Cox and Mace Douglas. Entering the arena at this time, the glamorous Mace Douglas and Robbie Cox, the Sour Patch Club.
No, I know that I can make you stay, but where's your heart? But where's your heart? But where's your... And I know there's nothing.
And their opponents this evening, the Heartbreaker, Taryn Johnson, and the beating heart of the Hart family, Heidi Hart-Smith. Matchup underway here. Robbie Cox gonna start this thing off against Heidi Hart-Smith.
Yeah, and I noticed that Taryn still has her pay-per-view attire on. I guess she really liked it.
I think that maybe it feels like an empowering gear to wear for her, considering that she did finally get over on Bone Crusher and free herself at the backdraft.
Yeah, definitely. But now she's going in a new direction here, teaming with Heidi Hart-Smith, maybe looking to get into the GFW Tag Team division.
That is absolutely a possibility, and they would be a force to be reckoned with. However, I think the real story right now is how Heidi Hart-Smith is taking it to Robbie Cox in his debut matchup.
Yeah, of course, Robbie didn't exactly get too lucky here with his debut opponent. Heidi Hart-Smith is an absolute warrior. And oh my god, is he just throwing him around like a sack of potatoes.
Beautiful hip toss there, and now a tag to Taryn Johnson. Great teamwork from Heidi Hart-Smith and Taryn Johnson here. Robbie being smart, though. Yeah, he's going to make that tag, and in comes Mace Douglas, the glamorous Mace Douglas, mind you. The Sour Patch Club here, a very interesting tag team, a bit of a group of free spirits, as it were.
I do got to mention it. I enjoy how every single person in this match is wearing pink.
You know what? It's a popular color here in GFW right now.
Yes.
You know what stands out to me is I really get shades of the Rock and Roll Express from Robbie and Mace here.
Well, I definitely see where you're going as far as the look, but as far as the wrestling ability, I'm not seeing a whole lot right now.
You know what? I think you'll be amazed here once they start to warm up. You got to admit, it's their first night, it's their debut. There's maybe some nerves here, and oh, look at that. Oh, wow.
No. Right as you were about to say it. Taryn Johnson,
maybe...
like we said, is the first person to beat Bone Crusher. I don't think that two debuting guys are going to be able to do much against her.
So far, the Sour Patch Club is not finding a lot of ground here against Taron Johnson and Heidi Hart Smith. The teamwork's been good, but they haven't been able to really put anything together so far.
And now Taron, oh my god, Hurricane Run, cover one, only a 1 count.
Oh, kicking to the solar plexus there, and now an Indian deathlock to work over the legs of Robbie Cox. You know what's interesting about the Sour Patch Club as a team, though, is that Robbie Cox is a bigger guy. He does fly a little bit, but he's just a more muscled guy. And Mace Douglas is absolutely their standout agility guy.
Well, all 4 people are in the ring right now. This is absolutely broken down. And now Heidi whipping Mace Douglas off.
And another one of those hip tosses.
Judo throw. Oh, and a head kick there by Douglas, and Douglas with the arm drag now trying to get something going.
This is what I mean. Mace Douglas is the guy that's going to pick up the... double team
here. We go. Here's some teamwork. Okay.
What does the Sour Patch Club have in mind?
God. Oh my god. Double Spanish fly off the top.
Double Spanish fly.
Christ.
Wow.
What a move there, but
that is how you heat it
right
up.
Back up, attacks in Taron.
Oh, and a double drop kick there. I'm telling you, though, the Sour Patch Club has it. They've just got to get comfortable.
Absolutely beautiful move. I do got to admit, when they get going, it looks like the Sour Patch Club has got something.
Not even a 1 count. See, that's the thing. They're having trouble warming up here, but it's not like Heidi and Taron are necessarily gaining some near falls here. They've actually been pretty resilient in this. Oh.
Yeah, no, it's still early in the match. Neither team has really been able to take control to an extent where they would win the match.
Taron fighting out of that double team attempt from the Sour Patch Club.
Yeah, Taron, like I said, it was probably one of the biggest upsets in GFW history when she beat Bone Crusher, and it made everybody realize that she is a top player in GFW. And there's that elbow drop.
She was too close to the ropes there, though. Much too close. Robbie Cox going to slow it down with that leg trip, and in comes Mace Douglas here. And Robbie using the distraction for a roll-up there. Not the legal man, though.
Ooh, an interesting strategy. This pays off with the drop kick, and now a suplex. Oh, brainbuster, actually.
And you gotta wonder what the plan for Sour Patch Club is to really pick it up here.
Brainbuster to the outside!
Drops her on the apron there.
And a standing shooting star press.
Oh, and they go for the double team again. Taron able to fight out, though, and here comes Heidi Hart Smith to back her up.
She doesn't even need it, though, is the thing.
Oh, snapmare.
There we go.
They are warming up on the outside here are Heidi Hart Smith and Taron Johnson. Oh, but that enziguri gonna put Heidi down for a moment.
Yeah, this is breaking down into a brawl here. Of course, the Sour Patch Club.
Robbie Cox having fun on the apron while Mace takes that snap suplex.
He's not lacking in confidence, that's for sure.
Not even a 2 count, though. See, they're resilient here at the Sour Patch Club.
Yeah, they definitely are, and it would be a huge victory for them if they were able to put Heidi and Taron away.
STO out of nowhere, and straight into the Kama Sutra goes Robbie Cox.
The Kama Sutra, really? That's what they call it?
Hey, man, I'm not going to quit. Oh, sharpshooter, center of the ring. This is a bad spot for them. Very bad spot, but Mace Douglas wisely getting in to break that up.
I'm pretty sure just about every submission hold could be a Kama Sutra, honestly.
Well, apparently if you're Robbie Cox, it's that elevated Boston Crab there. And now this is good. This is good. Robbie Cox slowing it down with that side headlock. Heidi Hart Smith trying to fight out of it, but Mace Douglas in to save Robbie, and now Mace on the...
Oh my god. Oh, we're going to miss it.
Wait a minute. What is this? Oh, tandem bulldog there. That was absolutely beautiful. Wait a minute, though. Mexican cutter from Robbie Cox. And now a cover, kind of close to the ropes there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Game going to break that one up quickly.
On his game tonight.
Oh, that backdrop's going to hurt. But Robbie Cox just taking a moment.
I love this team now.
Oh, that implant DDT on Heidi Hart Smith. And now
Sour Patch Club has won me over in this match. It is all
breaking down in the ring there. Taron trying to protect Heidi with that step kick. Exchanging blows.
Now they're going to go back and forth here. Mace with the uppercuts. Taron
Mace not exactly the powerhouse of his team, and it shows here. Oh God, that stomp to the face was brutal, and a sweep from
the leg
Taran.
sweep. Yeah, Taran, the more accomplished striker for sure. And there's a pump kick.
No, not gonna have it. No Irish whip. Oh, but eats a mouthful of boot there from Mace Douglas. And now a kick to the head.
Yeah, the Sour Patch, they really gotta do more quick tags here because neither of them. Wait a second. Ooh.
That'll knock your boots off.
What a combo!
One, two,
and
Heidi Hart-Smith saves the matchup for her team there. Oh, big kick to the back of the head of Mace.
Powerbomb into a star press. That was a great combo.
See, that's what I'm saying. These guys, they have something. They're just having trouble warming up in their debut match. I mean, this may be a larger crowd than they're necessarily used to performing against, or in front of, rather. Oh, no. This is not a good thing for Mace at all. Oh!
Oh, wow. Missile drop kick to the back of the head by Taran. One,
two, in the wrong part of town here. Oh, just barely kicking out is Mace Douglas. Uh-oh, Johnson special here.
Of the match.
Not
there
where you want to be.
Johnson special locked in, center of the ring, nowhere to go.
And Robbie unable to break it up. But he survives, does Mace Douglas here.
Credit to Mace for getting out of it on his own as now he tags in Robbie.
Oh, Robbie missing with that leaping complete shot there. Back to the Kama Sutra, though.
The Kama Sutra.
Gonna stretch.
Is this gonna get the win here?
Nope. Gonna get broken up by Heidi Hart-Smith. Oh, and Heidi's saving Taran inadvertently there. And back to the Kama Sutra
again.
Mace, or rather Robbie, is very persistent with this submission, not going to allow it to end any other way, it seems. Oh, beautiful shooting star press on the illegal competitor, though.
Oh, and a rolling senton
she's
there
calling for
Taran. And Taran just playing
Robbie
with him a little
that
bit,
counter.
but no, suplex.
And back to the Kama Sutra, center of the ring here. If Heidi doesn't break this up, this could be it.
Submission.
Oh, but Heidi is able to break it up right there. Wait a minute.
Oh my God. Oh, she's
Mace Douglas hitting that pile driver. That is his finish. Oh, and a nice super kick here. Gonna roll it up into a jackknife cover. One, two, three. Oh, gets him right there. And Robbie Cox is celebrating. The Sour Patch Club comes out on top. Mace Douglas, the MVP there, hitting that pile driver to disorient Heidi Hart-Smith. That was just an absolutely phenomenal debut for the Sour Patch Club. I think Heidi Hart-Smith and Taran Johnson both did great in that matchup as well, though.
Yeah, they did, but it's their first time teaming together, and that's something that we didn't bring up before, is that the Sour Patch Club have been tag teaming for years now.
Oh, absolutely. And them debuting here together, definitely showing that teamwork. Actually, I mean, that finish really comes down to the perfect tandem timing they had there, with Mace hitting his finish on Heidi Hart-Smith to disorient her so that Robbie could finish with that super kick.
Yeah, it was a great debut. I'm looking forward to seeing more of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up, Gorefist is on his way down to the ring to let us know what exactly was going through his mind at Backdraft when he helped Xavier Shamrock capture the heavyweight title from Evil Miss.
I can tell you about things you'll die never having known, and I've been there, so just know that death comes slow and life goes fast before you know it. It's through with your ass, bitch! I am the powers that be!
Entering the arena at this time, Gorefist,
The Alpha and the Omega. I am the powers that be. I am
Is Gorefist joining House of Wolves, though? Is that what this is about?
I mean, I'd be thrilled if he was. We could certainly use the extra muscle. But
I guess that's not the case. I mean, taking a moment to stare the crowd down there,
tired?
too.
What does that even mean?
I'm pretty sure he's going to tell us.
Okay, I gotta be honest, I don't really blame him.
I mean, I can kind of see that. We have to admit that of the competitors in Blood and Gore, Gore is actually one of the most vicious ones and puts in a lot of work for them.
Yeah, I'm thinking Gorefist, maybe he's gonna go on his own now. He's just banded it, oh my God.
Blood and Gore is done. And you know what?
The most successful faction in GFW is gone.
If I can feel your seething rage, I can't cleanse your sins, but I can show you the way.
What the hell? I thought that Goth and Carl had that thing figured out, and now another disappearance here in a GFW ring. I mean, at this point, Nero might want to contact the insurance company, because I think we may have some liability.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't know what to make of everything that just happened there, but Gorefist has certainly put the locker room on notice.
I mean, he just disbanded the most successful faction in GFW, to your point. It's absolutely crazy to me that is what this is all about. It was essentially internal strife that caused him to ruin that matchup for Evil Miss.
Well, really, when you think about it, Evil Miss's success in GFW was mostly because of Gorefist being by her side.
You know, I think there are a lot of people that would argue that sentiment. I will say that of the competitors in Blood and Gore, Gore is absolutely one of the most brutal and violent amongst them, so there is something to be said for that. However, another point worth making here is that Xavier Shamrock said that he was going to end Blood and Gore entirely at the backdraft, and that is essentially what he did, isn't it? Yeah,
Howell keeps their word, for sure.
I mean, how does this, what does this bode for the rest of GFW if Howell is now on this kind of a path with this kind of power behind them? I'm actually kind of worried about the future.
I think this is the Xavier era, honestly, and I'm excited for it.
Next up, folks, we have a debut matchup for Tejano X, who is being brought into GFW by Danny V5. I don't know how they know each other, but Danny did introduce GFW to Tejano, and he will be debuting tonight against formerly, I guess, of Blood and Gore, El Fuego Negra. The founder of FPO, being accompanied by Danny V5, Tejano X. And his opponent this evening, La Luna de Sangre, El Fuego Negra.
Soy el fuego que arde tu piel.
Fight! Matchup underway here between Tejano, and they are going right from the beginning. Huge spinning back kick there. Does not contact though.
And the roll up. And you see, I love this match because these are two luchadors, but they're two gigantic luchadors. So they're gonna fly around, but they're going to slam each other. They're going to have just a fight here, basically.
You know, I'm actually really interested to see how El Fuego performs here, knowing that Blood and Gore is no longer a thing. El Fuego Negra was our very first GFW heavyweight champion. He was a member of Blood and Gore at the time and did defeat another member of Blood and Gore to win the title. However, if you recall, in that matchup, he and Evil Miss teamed up against the third competitor, and that's how they were able to sort of eliminate the third competitor and come out on top.
Yeah, definitely, but you know, I think that Blood and Gore disbanding might be a good thing for Fuego because look at that atomic drop there. You know, he was the first ever GFW champion, but after that, he was kind of like an afterthought in the kind of Evil Miss kind of storyline.
So I think what you're trying to say there is that Evil Miss basically sniped the title off of her own teammate, and then he faded to the background. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the rest of Blood and Gore, their kind of inner drama kind of overshadowed just the absolute talent that Fuego is.
You know what I'm curious about is I don't really feel like Fuego has been the same since Lazy Dragon defeated him at the Blackout and captured his mask.
Yeah, I don't think so. But you know, obviously when a luchador loses their mask, they lose a part of themselves, and it takes years for them to find it back if they ever do.
You know, and I thought maybe, and they're that personality of El Fuego shot. Oh God, beautiful kick there, and not a beautiful kick there.
It was an ugly kick.
That exactly, the personality of El Fuego shining through. I thought that he would be able to perhaps embrace the masklessness and sort of make it a part of his I don't care attitude. But, you know, honestly, I think it's really impacted his performance in the ring.
Yeah, you know, when a luchador loses their mask, I mean, they lose kind of that aura, that mystique that they had. Now we know that, you know, we know what he looks like. We know who he is.
Oh, wow.
Look at that diving headbutt.
We know that
connect.
He knows how to get out of the way. That was a huge miss from Tejano.
And you see, look at this. He's trying to rip off the mask of Tejano here. I mean, he's really, like, focused on this. And now Tejano throwing him off the ropes.
Oh,
dropkick. No, doesn't get it. But he gets the enziguri.
Oh, all of it too. Fuego just face down on the mat after that one.
Hurricane Rana.
You know, I wonder if Fuego just needs to. Oh, wow. One.
Cross body. 1, 2, and almost.
I wonder if Fuego just needs to reconnect with his luchador heritage.
And doesn't even get a 1 count there. And look at the low blow.
I mean, how does one even go about that once you've lost your mask? You can't really get it back.
No, you can't. And cover there, but it's a rope break. You know, I think that Fuego.
There we go.
Oh my God. Fuego needs to do more of that. He needs to wrestle more like a luchador.
Leg drop. 1, 2, 3. Perhaps wrestling another luchador is bringing that luchador spirit. Oh, Tejano's finished there. Oh, and what's this?
Cover. 1, 2, 3, and 3. Oh no!
No, Fuego managing
to barely
kick
getting
out.
the shoulder up. Like I said, he's a former GFW champion. Oh, he's not going to go down very easily.
You know, back to the point I was making a moment ago, though. I feel like Fuego facing off against Tejano is bringing the luchador out in him, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's the idea. That's, I believe, why Nielsen booked this match.
Wow, just kneeing the hell out of Tejano. 1, 2, 3,
and
no,
almost.
I thought he had him right there. Oh, wow.
Jesus!
The hard-hitting
What
action.
a brutal kick. And now Tejano at the top rope. Danny's excited here.
Huge
Hurricane Rana. There we go. 1, 2, and
does not catch him there.
What is going to put one of these guys away? These guys are hitting each other with everything in the kitchen sink and a bulldog.
I really feel like Fuego's luchador spirit is being reawakened in this matchup. I mean, oh wow. 1,
German. 1, 2, 3. Almost.
And Danny V5 shouting encouragement from the ringside to Tejano. Oh no. Oh, another one of those knees.
Danny's loving this match, as I'm sure the rest of us are. 2, and no.
Tejano just digging deep and kicking out immediately. Wait a minute, roll up. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
See, I don't think we would have seen anything like that from Fuego a few months ago, you know?
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Bulldog, or wheelbarrow bulldog there. And another one.
And another.
If one's good, two's got to be better, right? Oh, and now just chucking Tejano out of the ring. Not able to follow up
for a dive there, but Tejano not going to allow it.
Now Tejano up top. What's he got in mind here? Could be another Hurricane Rana.
Yes, he gets it.
1,
Will that be
2, 3, and that's it. Tejano X has put away El Fuego Negra in his debut matchup.
But what a match that was.
And Danny V5 is cheering over at ringside. You can see him riling up the crowd. A great debut for Tejano X. I have to wonder if perhaps that matchup really reinvigorating the luchador spirit of El Fuego Negra.
Yeah, well, for my friends that speak Spanish, creo que el espíritu de lucha libre es vivo in GFW. I think that lucha libre is alive and well in GFW today.
So, I don't know how much you know about the lucha culture, Emav. I'm not super versed in it. Is there any way that Fuego can actually regain what he's lost in the culture? I mean, having your mask taken, that's like a permanent thing, right? You can't really rebuild from that.
I'll say this, there's no way that Fuego Negra can get his mask back. But Fuego Negra is no more.
That is a very interesting concept. I'm not entirely sure we'll see that from Fuego, but we did see a lot more Lucha Libre from him in that matchup, I feel.
Absolutely, and I'm hoping to see more of the same next week and the weeks to come.
Alright folks, next up, our new GFW Heavyweight Champion Xavier Shamrock and House of Wolves have something that they would like us all to hear.
I'm so ready for this.
This time, House of Wolves!
Got teeth like razor blades, and you know that
Well, the GFW fans being so disrespectful to their new champion.
X is welcoming us all into his era. I can understand why they might think he's kind of an... yeah.
Yeah, everybody, listen to your GM. Shut the hell up and pay attention.
Wow. That's gonna help your popularity with the fan base.
Hey, I mean, as a fellow weeb, I'm pretty insulted by that.
Yeah, insulting the crowd's manners as you literally hurl insults at them over and over again. And it seems that X is content to just wait for the crowd to quiet here.
Yeah, we're on his time now. He's the champion.
Wow. That is so classy, X. So very classy.
Are we getting our own show? Is House of Wolves getting it? Yo, the CNT network! I love it!
You know what? I will say this for House of Wolves. It has been a struggle to get any kind of network television deal, so kudos to X for that.
It's got all my favorite adult programs on it.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that kind of network. Next up, folks, it is time for our main event of the evening. David Starr cashing in his FTW title shot against Bone Crusher. This time, he is the GFW FTW Challenger, the Product, David Starr!
Machines have no conscience.
And her opponent this evening, he is the GFW FTW Champion, the Immortal Gladiator, Bone Crusher!
Alright, championship match underway here, and they're going off the ropes, and David Starr trying to knock him over, but doesn't get very far with it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to have a good time trying to topple a guy the size of Crusher like that. Oh, God.
Ooh.
And you know, I hear that around the locker room, Crusher has been absolutely incensed after his loss to Terran at the Backdraft.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Crusher was undefeated, and then the person that he was dominating and controlling for so long finally put his undefeated streak to an end. But let's not forget, Crusher's still the FTW champion. He's still a force to be reckoned with. And I still don't know if anybody can really beat him outside of Terran on her best night.
You know, I'm actually a little bit concerned for Starr here because the things I've heard around the locker room, I wouldn't want to be in the ring with Crusher right now. I get the feeling that he's trying to prove a point about his dominance tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably not the best night for Starr to have cashed in his championship match, but you know, David Starr is one of the best independent wrestlers in the world right now.
You know what? He's actually doing a great job tonight, too. So far, this matchup is all David Starr.
Back body drop. Yeah, David Starr is looking to prove his own point.
Oh, and that'll slow that momentum down real fast. You gotta wonder.
Not.
Oh, Star with a drop toe hold
David
here,
giving it right
staying
back
in
to him.
control. And once again, keeping on top is David Starr here. Oh!
Yeah, David. Oh, wow, what a forearm there. David is doing that Smash Mouth style that he's going to absolutely need to use if he's going to have a shot here tonight.
You know, I actually think Starr could do this.
I do too.
I'm very impressed with how he's done so far against Crusher, as incensed as Crusher
down
is.
the big man.
One.
First cover of the match. 2.
Oh, come on. I'm rooting for Starr here.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Did you hear him scream? And he's just not moving. I think Crusher might have broken his spine. And, this is not necessary. Come on, the match is... Wait a minute, Professor Asher and now Heidi Hart-Smith on their way to the ring. Asher now...
And Asher going after him, trying to protect David Starr, chucking him out of the ring.
And now Heidi checking on David Starr here. Wow, what a crazy, crazy series of events that was.
Yeah, David doesn't look too good. I hope we can get him some help.
He is being helped in back. Actually, they've just brought a stretcher out for David Starr. They're taking him in back on a stretcher. The way he screamed when he took that Banebreaker, I don't know if he was seriously injured. I'm actually kind of worried there may have been some spinal damage.
Yeah, that's one of the most deadly finishers in GFW, and we just saw why. I hope the Star is okay.
You know, it's actually most concerning that Starr was not able to get up and leave the ring of his own volition. He had to be picked up and placed on that stretcher. He couldn't even stand up.
Yeah, well, certainly not the way we wanted to end things off here in GFW, but we'll see you next week for Mayhem, I guess.
We will update you all on David Starr's situation next week on Mayhem for sure. I'm so very sorry if you have small children at home who just saw that. That was completely unnecessary from Crusher, especially to continue the assault after the bell.
Yeah, he wanted to hit him with another one, I think.
I think you're absolutely right.
Asher and Heidi came out here.
Yeah, that may have worked out for the best. Thank you all for watching from home. We're sorry for any traumatic damage that may have been caused by that last matchup there, and we will see you next week on GFW Mayhem.